Howdy. So last night I saw an excellent film by the name of Terri. I'd have to give Terri a 9. And it's so funny that the film I saw before this was Beginners, and my whole beef, it wasn't exactly a beef, my whole beef with Beginners was that I couldn't exactly identify with the film, but I could tell it was great. Terri, I can identify with far too much. And I'm trying not to let that influence my rating review. I mean, I do think it's a solid 9 just because, well, I guess I'll try and get to those points. But there are scenes in this movie that, I mean, like, literally feel like they were lifted from my life. So I had a very strong personal reaction to this film, and I loved it. I'm trying not to love it so much because, again, I think so much of my heart went into it. It's about Terri, a overweight teen. They never really say what grade they're in. He's a misfit. He's depressed. You know, he's having, you know, the earliest crisis you could have in life. You know, he doesn't seem to, you know, hate it. You know, he seems to like his position, but he is so different from everyone else, and he doesn't even realize it, which is kind of beautiful. He doesn't befriend, but he's forced into meetings with the principal of the school, and the principal isn't, you know, 100% in his life, and he is the principal of the school, so he has to help everyone. But through the principal, Terri is, you know, explores himself, finds friends, finds the courage to talk to someone, to a girl that he likes, and really, it's, I mein, it's about life. You know, he also has a relationship with his uncle, his caretaker. But that's really what it's about, is Terri's relationships with the people in his life. We just follow Terri. The movie is about him. The movie is called Terri. Terri's played by Jacob Wysocki. I believe I'm saying that name right. This is his first film. I mean, this is like a storybook fairy tale. You know, I think it was his like second audition I've heard after coming to Hollywood, and he lands the lead in a role, you know, the lead role in a movie. So he was obviously kind of meant to play this role, and he was excellent. You know, again, it's the first time you've ever seen him. He's completely natural. I believed in everything he did. He gave just like little, I mean, that's one thing that I just loved about the film, is its attention to character. I call it stage business. When you watch a character like not speak, but like just go throughout his life, if he's picking up his room, or, and I mean any character, like there's a secretary who answers phones and does paperwork, and like she has lines, but maybe not in that scene. She can still find something to do that reveals her character, and all she is doing is shuffling papers, answering phones, writing a note, and every actor gets that moment. to where they don't have any lines, but the camera's just watching them be. And they find something to do, find something to flesh out the character. And I think that's what I really, really, really loved about this movie, is its attention and love of its characters. Did I get to John C. Reilly? It stars Jacob Wysocki, John C. Reilly. Those are the only two names. This film is filled with new faces. And I'm bet that we will be seeing them for some time. New faces will become old faces. John C. Reilly, though, is the anchor of the film. He's the star, at least the celebrity in it. And he's always good. John C. Reilly is, in my opinion, one of the best working actors. He is, consistently great. He's always good. Here, I felt that he didn't have to stretch his legs too much. He was just being that John C. Reilly character that we love so much, and probably just kind of being himself. But he was perfect. He was perfect for the role, and that's the segment of the film I really loved. Is, a lot of it takes place at school, and again, he's an administrator. My father was a school administrator, so it kind of, again, I took this film very personally. As I said, there were scenes in this film that were lifted from my life. So, I mean, I felt that it was speaking to me, which leads to my love of it. I kind of lost track there. The stuff at school is fantastic. I love they really captured what it's like to be in the behind the scenes of a school. After school is over, hanging out in the school, hanging out with teachers after school, seeing what school is like when it's not in session. It captured that perfectly. So I really, really enjoyed that. There's a scene here where basically an extended third act basically does not take place in the school, but takes place on on an adventure. There it kind of did wander for me, the film, and therefore my mind started to wander a little bit. Again, if they could have somehow focused it, kept focus in that third act, I think it would be a damn near perfect film. But I did, in the third act, get a little, my mind started to go other places. What's impressive also is this is a debut. Azazel Jacobs wrote, I believe co-wrote and directed this film. And it's his first film. And again, I think in terms of directing, it's good. It's not bad. It's certainly nothing too stylish. I think he has an eye for catching beauty, or making just something natural seem beautiful. But that's kind of Terri's character, is he sees beauty where there is none. He sees beauty in a pile of dead rats, and I'm not pulling that example from, anywhere. That comes from the film. So he is a unique individual. So I think the directing style reflects Terri's personality. He can see the beauty in the mundane. So it's not exactly, super stylish, but it fit the tone of the character, And I think the true achievement here is the screenplay, is the writing, and the I mean, again, all of the characters feel entirely fleshed out. Even like he has a bully, and not even like a. It is a bully, but not like a, because Terri is bigger than everyone. So no one's going to pick on him physically, but they certainly do mentally. And even his bully is given like little pieces to where, even though he's not in it much, he feels entirely real. And that you feel that you know him. It also stars Creed Bratton. Creed Bratton is from The Office. Creed from The Office. My favorite character on The Office. He's here. He doesn't... I mean, he just kind of has to be vacant. I guess he has some form of dementia in here. This is Terri's caretaker, his uncle. He's very good here. He has some weird scenes, and I think he's perfect for it because, you know, he appears to be a weird guy. I mean, he's the weirdest character on The Office, too. But he, I can't wait to see this film again because, you know, there's a lot going on in terms of relationships. And the relationship between the two is between Terri and his uncle, is something that I'm still like thinking about. They had a very unique relationship, but a loving one. And I guess I did want to know more about Terri. We get a little glimpse into his history, but not much. But again, it doesn't matter where he is from, it's where he is now and how he's handling now. And that, you know, so it felt okay to not know much about his history because we've seen where his history has brought him. All of the new faces we see here. He also has a good buddy who's also a misfit, even more so of a misfit. He's skinny and reminded me of many kids from my childhood. I don't know his name, but he's his friend, and he was great. All the teenage actors are great in this. All of the acting is great. The movie is great. I'm running out of time. I felt like I've said everything I need to say, but again, what made me love this is one, and I deeply identified with it. To the attention played to characters, even minor characters were completely fleshed out and seemed like real people. And then we have the genius of John C. Reilly, and it was very funny. I mean, yes, it's just like life. It's bitter, and it's sweet, and it's sad, and it's funny. It's got everything. I think it goes wide this weekend, so I definitely think you should see it. I highly recommend it. Don't wait for DVD just because you gotta see it. I mean, it's not necessarily something you need to see on a huge screen, but I think you should definitely support the film and experience it before other people do. Tell people about the movie. Get to the theater to see this film. It'll be one of the, I don't know about top 10, but I mean, I'm giving it a 9, which puts it up there. But it will definitely be in my year-end, rankings. So that's Terri. It's a great 9. You gotta see it. Thanks.